and you can never exhaust all the resources. Someone took your sajda away. You don't have any piece of paper or Kleenex or something upon which you can do sajda. Then, according to Al-Sistani, he said you should use your libas, put it in front of you, and you should do sajda on top. And if that is not possible, for example, the libas is tight that it cannot be extended, then you should go ahead and do it on the back of the hand, only if namaz time is expiring. If you were to break the salat, namaz would be qada only in this situation. But not during the day when there's plenty of time. So sometimes misunderstandings develop like this, and people think that is the first thing to go ahead and do sajda on the back of the hand. Imam said, we're only allowed to do sajda on things which are permissible. Those are not edible, that you can't eat, you can't do sajda on it. And that which you wear, you can't do sajda on it in normal circumstances. Other than that, things which that grow from the ground, or the ground itself is the best to do sajda on. Now, why do we do sajda on the turba from Sayyid Shuhada from Karbala? Well, the best thing you can do sajda upon is khak. Riwayat of Bukhari says, Al-Mu'mineen said when Rasulullah would pray at home, majority of his prayers he would read in masjid. But there were some prayers that were only obligatory on Rasulullah, like Namaz al-Shab. Salatul Layl was only obligatory on Rasulullah. فَتَحَجَّتْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً لَكَ عَسَىٰ رَبُّكَ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. Then, no problem, when you're done with the regular prayers, go ahead and offer tahajjud. It's an obligation for you, nafilatan lak, extra upon the 5 that are wajib upon you. So all of us have the 5 wajib. Rasulullah had the 6th one also wajib upon him. Now with that said, Al-Mu'mineen says Rasulullah, when he would pray at home, he would use what is called khumra, made of clay that he would put his forehead upon. Why? Because the earth was so hot in Medina, then your head would burn if you were to place your head right on the top of it. So he would use what is called khumra, upon which he used to place his forehead. So that is in the books of Al-Sunnah. But regardless of their books, our books are very clear in this regard. We must do sajda on the khak. That is the preference, first preference. Now, when you must do sajda on the khak, you have a choice. Where is this khak from? It could be, no disrespect to the sand of Cincinnati, or it could be from the khak of Karbala and Najaf. You can choose between the two. If you had the choice to go ahead and do sajda on the khak of Hawaii and Orlando and Cincinnati, or have the khak of Karbala and Najaf and Makkah and Medina, what would you choose? Of course, the ta'thir of the khak of Karbala, because it has the blood of shuhada in it, has much more ta'thir. And that is the reason we prostrate on top of the turba of Hussein ibn Ali, alayhi salatu wasalam. Muhammad So Imam said, 5 signs of mu'min. 51 rak'at in the daytime and nighttime, placing your forehead on that which is allowed for you to place your forehead on, ta'afiru bil jabeen, meaning placing it on the khak. Number 3, at-takhattum bil yameen. One of the signs of a mu'min is to wear a ring on his right hand. It's only mustahab, but it's counted amongst the signs of a mu'min. Number 4, al-jahru bi bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Mu'min is someone who utters Bismillah out loud. That's why when you recite your salat, even if it's those salat which you're supposed to remain silent, such as Dhuhr and Asr, what do? You recite Bismillah loudly because of this hadith of Imam. Our brothers in faith, they don't recite Bismillah out loud. In fact, some, they don't even recite Bismillah altogether. If you attend the namaz in Medina, some of the imams of Makkah and Medina, they recite Bismillah softly. Some of them don't recite it at all. What could be the reason that a person is avoiding reciting Bismillah? They say, well, Bismillah is not part of the surah. That's why they don't recite it. consider it to be part of the surah. There's another reason behind it. Could it be that when someone asks Amirul Mu'mineen or Ali, what is the summary of Quran? Ali said, Surah Al-Fatiha is the summary of entire Quran. He said, oh Ali, what is the summary of Fatiha? He said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is the summary of the entire Surah Fatiha. And then further added that the ba of Bismillah has everything in it. And then the dot which is underneath the ba is my Zat, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. Could it be because of this reason they skipped to recite the entire Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? Because Ali is associated with it. Could be. Therefore, we realize that Rasulullah, or this hadith for 11th Imam said that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim should be recited out loud. That is amongst the signs of a mu'min. And the last thing that our 11th Imam mentioned, amongst the signs of a mu'min is what? Ziyaratul Arbaeen. The mu'min is someone who performs the ziyarat of Sayyid al-Shuhada on the 40th day of his martyrdom. That's why you see, this year 22 million people are present in Karbala. You and I are not there, but does that mean we don't have to do the ziyarat of Imam? No. You still do the ziyarat of Imam. Someone asked our sixth Imam, oh Imam, I cannot always make it to Karbala. How do I do the ziyarat of your job? Imam says, stand on top of your roof or in an open space and recite this ziyarat. Then sixth Imam taught him ziyarat al-Warith, or ziyarat Ashura, or ziyarat Arbaeen. Then when you recite the ziyarat even from far away, it is as if you are fulfilling that ziyarat which is recommended of Sayyid al-Shuhada on the day of 14th day of his martyrdom. So if you haven't done so today, go ahead and recite the ziyarat of Arbaeen. It's not that long. It's a short ziyarat. So you will be amongst those who have as if performed the ziyarat of Imam alayhi salatu wasalam. So Muhammad look at all of these 5 things that I mentioned before are not wajib. 51 rakat is not wajib. Only 17 rakat is wajib. Putting your forehead on the khak is not wajib. You can put it on a wood, piece of wood. You can put it on something else upon which sometimes allowed. On the grass, on the leaf, which is not edible, or tissue paper, or kaghaz. So, ta'fil al-jameen is not always wajib, it's only mustahab. Al-takhattum bil-yameen, many may not be wearing the ring. Why is that wajib? It's only mustahab. Reciting Bismillah is not wajib out loud. Reciting Bismillah is wajib, but out loud is not wajib. The way you recite the rest of the surah, you can recite Bismillah softly as well. And your namaz will be absolutely fine. And reciting ziyarat al-Arbaeen is not wajib either. Many of you may not have recited, many may not recite it. Have you done any haram? No. Because it's not wajib. Imam alayhi only mentions in the khisal of mu'min, in the features of a mu'min, Imam only mentions things which are mustahab. Where Imam is trying to indicate to us that Kamal Islam is in wajibat, but Kamal Iman is in mustahab. When you perform the wajib, you have fulfilled the duties of Islam. When you add mustahab to it, you are now entering the valley of Iman. You're becoming a mu'min. And your journey should continue. You should never rest. The fact that you say, well, I have Islam with me and that is enough. No, in fact, the ayat of Quran says, Alif Lam Mim, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Surah An-Kabut, the very first ayat. Do people believe? Do people think that the fact that we have brought Iman, that we will not be tested? No. In fact, the fact that you brought Iman, now you will definitely be tested. Tests are for mu'mineen. So don't run away from the tests and the trials of this world. You will be tested. In fact, Amirul Mu'mineen, Imam al-Muttaqeen, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. In Nahjul Balagha, he says, Man ahabbana Jilbab is a covering. In Quran, the word jilbab is used for the hijab of women. Jilbaban فَلْيَسْتَعِدَّ جِلْبَابًا لِلْبَلَاغِ. They should grow a thick skin, a heavy hijab, as far as facing what? Bala and the musibat and the difficulty. This is kinaya, of course. When you're facing, like for example, if there's a dust storm, what do? You put up your libas and you cover your face. Or if you can't smell something, you place it on your forehead. Or if you're trying to protect yourself from some immediate threat, you hide under something which can protect you. There's a zastana, for example. Imam is saying, if you love us Ahlul Bayt, then you get ready. Because the Masa'ib will come towards you. Then Musibat will come towards you. Alam will come towards you. Bala will come towards you. But don't run away from it. This is the test of your Iman. How strong is your faith? Don't run away from this. So bringing you back to the topic, that these are the 5 things that are mentioned by our 11th Imam as far as the mustahabat are concerned. He says, Kamal Islam is in wajib, you fulfill your wajib. But Kamal Iman is in mustahabat. One of the reasons why we have these wajibat, not that we are on this topic, the wajibat have a dual purpose. One, of course, it's an obligation upon us. Number 2, the service. The fact that this wajib has ta'athir, effects on you. I'll give you an example of 3 wajibat. Number 1, the salat is obligatory upon us, right? Namaz, the most basic wajib. Something that you start teaching your kids from the very young age. Don't bring your kids at the age of 15 and 16, well, can you teach my child how to pray? It doesn't pray. There's no hope at that time. I'm not saying become hopeless, you still try. But you can't expect to teach them to learn how to pray at the age of 15 and 16. This has to be done from a very young age at home. If you don't live in a community where you have the namaz jama'at, at least make a habit of it at home. As the household leader, the father should go ahead and stand in front and have the kids stand behind and pray together. Or at least have the habit of praying at home so that people and the kids, rather not people, kids see that my father is praying, my mother is praying. Right away, you see that the youngest of the kids, 3 or 4-year-old, first thing they learn how to do sajda. If you sit them right next to your son, that shows you that this is something which is natural. This is something which Allah has already placed in the heart. It has to be discovered. Everyone is born on the fitrat of Islam unless of course the parents take them away from the fitrat of Islam. So this is there already. You just need to scratch it. And then right away, this comes out. So pray at home. Show so the kids learn. If they see you praying at home, then they will become musallin. But if they don't see you praying at home, then don't expect them to start praying all of a sudden. Or you bring it to Malana or visiting alim, ask them to say something to the kids. No, the visiting alim doesn't have a magical wand and he strikes on their head, and all of a sudden they start praying. This is something which has to be inculcated, taught through a gradual process. So salat, not only that is obligatory upon us, but there's an effect of this salat upon us as well. There's a ta'asir of this salat. Why did Allah make it wajib upon us? Just so that He can punish us? So that we also hear that Allah does not need the salat. He's self-sufficient. He doesn't need anything. Then what does He get out of if I pray or if I don't pray? Nothing. What do you get out of if you build your house away from the sunlight? If you build your house away from the sunlight, then installing the solar panels will not do any good to you. But my question is, does that decrease anything from the sun? Sun doesn't lose anything. If you're turning your face away from the sun. But if you turn your face toward the sun, your house, it will benefit from the sunlight. Allah does not gain يقيمون الصلاة, those who perform the salah. أقاموا الصلاة, those who perform the salah. Different conjugations of words that have been used. But what is the philosophical effect of this salah? Quran says, إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر. Salah keeps you away from evil and indecency. That's the dual effect of it. Allah did not make it wajib upon you because He wants to punish you. Because He wants to make you stand up at 5:30 in the morning, or 4:30 in some places in the world, or 4 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the night, to break your sleep and to wash your face and hands and then start praying as a punishment. No. He did it because in the salat tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. He made salat wajib because it keeps you away from evil and indecency. Someone asked Allah, why? How do I know my namaz is accepted? He said, very easy. He said, how? What is the sign? He said, Allah said in the Quran, salat keeps you away from evil and indecency. If you pray, but you're still involved in evil, and is there still indecency in you, then your salat is not accepted. But if you pray and you're keeping away from evil and indecency, then what? Salat is being accepted. Simple criteria. Using the ayat of Quran. So one of the reasons behind the salat is what? To make you muttaqi. When you stay away from evil, when you stay away from indecency, what are you becoming? You become muttaqi. And that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to make you. He wants to make you pious. Islam came to make us pious individuals. That's one example. Number two, this fast, the Sawm of Ramadan, what is the purpose behind it? Of course, it is an obligation on one hand. But the dual purpose of this Sawm is what? Ayat number 185 of Surah Al-Baqarah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting is obligatory. Not because I want to test you that you can remain hungry from dawn till dusk. Then you can stay away from eating and drinking and all those other things which invalidate your fast for 16 hours, for 17 hours, for 18 hours. And I get a joy out of seeing that my servant is hungry for 18 hours. No. That's not the reason why Allah made it obligatory upon us, because there are certain times of the year. If you fast, it's only going to be 9 hours or 10 hours. So why is it that He made us fast? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. One of the philosophies of the salat is that you become muttaqi. So there's taqwa that is developed in you. Someone might say, well, I've been fasting for, or some of us have been fasting for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. He said, Maulana, I don't think I've become muttaqi yet. Does that mean the ayat of Quran is, does that mean there's something lacking in the ayat of Quran? Is the ayat of Quran incorrect? No, when it says fasting makes you muttaqi, there's something lacking in the ayat of Quran? Or is it only for a certain group of people? No. Sawm does make you muttaqi. It's just how you fast is not making you muttaqi. We thought fasting meant not eating and drinking and avoiding things which invalidate the fast. But Janab DAR-E-ZEHRA, salamullahi alayha, there's a beautiful tradition from her. She says, how good is the fast of a person who cannot fast with his eyes? How good is the fast of a person who cannot fast with his ears, who cannot fast with his tongue? I mentioned it last night, so I won't repeat it. Fast of your eyes and the ears and the tongue. If you're able to fast with all of the organs, along with refraining from food and drink, then you will definitely see the signs of taqwa in you. Then you definitely see the signs of taqwa in you. So the ayat is not lacking anything. It is how you and I act this worship out is what's happening. If you were to worship this thing or act this worship properly, then yes, taqwa will develop in us. Last example, Hajj. Hajj is what? Hajj is an ibadah. A very expensive ibadah for that matter. But what is the purpose of this Hajj? To show that you have money? No. The purpose of this Hajj is mentioning one of the acts of this Hajj. Surah Hajj, chapter 22, I believe, ayat number 32. لَن يَنَالَ اللَّهُ لُحُومُهَا وَلَا دِمَاؤُهَا وَلَكِنْ يَنَالُهُ التَّقْوَى مِنكُمْ. When you sacrifice the animal as a ritual of Hajj, the blood and the flesh does not reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What reaches him? Taqwa minkum. Your khulus. When you sacrifice an animal, by the way, those who go to Hajj, it's wajib upon them to do that Qurban. Those who don't go to Hajj, it's only mustahab and muqtara. So when you don't go to Hajj and you still do Qurban, you've done a mustahab. Why are you doing this Qurban? Because of the flesh and the blood? No. Taqwa is something which is reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if one act of Hajj is giving you or making you muttaqi, just imagine the entire Hajj. That's why one of the authors in his book, when he wrote about Hajj, he said, Shariati in his book about Hajj, he said, when you enter the miqat, the bodies remain behind, the souls move forward. Right? The bodies stay back, but the souls are moving along from miqat. When you move forward, there's no difference between you and all the rest of the people because everybody's dressed the same way. They're all wearing the same clothes. They're all moving in the same direction of Kaaba. He said, but Hajj hasn't started yet. When you do the first act of Tawaf and you finish it off with the 2 rakat salat, the Hajj has not started. When you do Safa and Marwa and you sa'i between Safa and Marwa, the Hajj does not begin. When you do taqseer after your Safa and Marwa, your Hajj has not started. When you go to Arafat and you spend the day over there, your Hajj still has not started. When you stay overnight in Muzdalifah under the sky, your Hajj has not begun. When you strike Shaitan in Mina for 3 days, your Hajj is still not started. You come back to Makkah, you perform your Tawaf al-Hajj and Tawaf al-Nisa. Guess what? The Hajj has not begun. You know when Hajj begins? The moment you take that flight, you come back home and you enter your house. That's when Hajj begins. Has that brought any reform in you? That your rawaiya, your attitude with your family and your kids hasn't changed? Have you become a better person? Have you become a muttaqi? If not, then you just wasted all the money. The body took a toll because Hajj is not an easy ibadat. And it was just merely a vacation for you and nothing more than that. So be reflective of these ibadat. Hajj is that special ibadat. If you haven't done so, make sure you make an effort. A person in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, he missed Hajj. He said, oh Rasulullah, I couldn't go to Hajj. What can I do to compensate for the missed Hajj? Rasulullah responded by saying, look at this mount, Abu Qubays. If you were to give sadaqah, and this mount, Abu Qubays, was to be converted into best and the purest of the gold, and you gave all that gold as sadaqah in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, still it will not compensate for the value of Hajj that you missed. Look at the value of this ibadah. It's the ibadah for which our second Imam, Hajja Mashiyan, 25 marra. Imam al-Salam, Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba al-Salam, did Hajj 25 times. On foot. my discussion. Ibadat have this dual purpose. Number one is an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, there's a resolve in it for you. There's a means of reflection and there's a means of spirituality and purification in it for you. You offer the salat so you can stay away from evil and indecency. You offer the psalm so you can become muttaqi. You offer this hajj so that taqwa comes into you. Remember the ayat that we recited in the beginning? Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'innah. Oh, the serene soul, return to your Lord in the state that He is satisfied with you and you are razi with Him as well. Become amongst His servants and enter into His paradise. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, I'm running out of my time, unfortunately 2 nights, not enough to get all of these matalib across, but inshallah in future, the Imam embarks on this journey as well. Does Imam not know what he's going into? A lot of times people raise this question. Imam knew where he was going and what will happen to him. Imam was going to Karbala. In fact, Salma knows that Imam is going to Karbala. She tries to stop him. Oh, Hussein, don't go. I heard from your grandfather that you will be killed. Imam responds by saying, oh, grandmother, if I don't go today, I'll have to go tomorrow. But because this is the fate, I still have to go. I have to perform this. And then Imam made sure that people understood the reason why he's leaving. Inni lam akhruj ashiran wala batira wala mufsidan wala zalima. I'm not leaving to cause any chaos and fitna or fasad. I'm leaving innama kharajtu li talab al-islah fi ummati jaddi. My purpose is to bring about reform in the ummah of my jannah. Uridu an amura bil ma'ruf wa anha anil munkar. I want to do amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. I want to follow the seerah of my jannah and my father. Meaning what? Amr bil ma'ruf is not happening. Inna al-haqqa la yu'malu bih. Inna al-batila la yatanaha anhu. These are the words of Imam Hussein. Haqq is not being acted upon. Batil is not being denounced in the community. Why? What has happened to the people? Imam says, An-nasu abidun lid-dunya. People are the slaves of the world. They become the slaves. These are the kalimat-e-qisar of Sayyid al-Shuhada in the plains of Karbala. He said, Inna nas abidud dunya. People are the slaves of the world. وَالدِّينَ لَا يَكُنْ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. Deen sirf zabani jama kharcha is merely utterance of their tongue and nothing more than that. يَهُوتُونَهُ مَا دَرَّتْ مَعَايِشَهُمْ. As long as their ma'ishat and livelihood is intact, they will stay near this deen. وَإِذَا مُحِّسُوا بِالْبَلَاءِ قَلَّتْ دَيْجَانُونَ. But the moment they are tested with bala, you will find very few will remain mutadayyin and religious. Very few. Many will run away. Why is Imam Hussein performing this jihad? Because Imam mentioned the reason. Inni lam akhruj. Okay, Imam, you need to do this. Why bring the young children and the female members of your household? Leave them back in Medina. Why do they need to come? These are the ishkalat people raise today. I know I'm getting into Masai, but hear this out as well. Why is Imam bringing his family? What is the reason behind it? You all know. Shair said beautifully, Hadith ish do babas, Karbala wa Dimashq, Yeki Hussein rakam kar digari zehra. This hadith has 2 chapters. One was written by Hussein until his shahadat. The other one was written by Zainab through her khutbah. That's the reason Imam is bringing. Because he knows his shahadat will go in vain if these women folk do not speak about the shahadat and the mazlumiyat of Imam Hussein. That's one of the reasons why Imam is bringing his family along with them, so that people can realize that these barbarians, they will not only kill us, they will also make these young kids to be captives, and they will be very tough upon them, stripping them of their needs, not giving them food and drink, and snatching the chadars of the ladies. Imam wanted to bring the ugly face of Banu Umayyah in front of the world. That's one of the reasons why Imam brought his family along with him. Another reason which is mentioned why Imam brought his family is because what is the guarantee that Yazid would not go ahead and attack the family of Imam in Medina while Imam still has not made his way to Karbala? Meaning what? Karbala will not happen if Imam leaves his family behind in Medina. Imam says, my family, what if he captures them, punishes them while Imam is still entering Karbala? Oh, Hussein, we have your family in prison. We are, making it difficult upon them. Do you still want to proceed? Gives a leverage to Yazid. Imam makes sure the family is with me. As long as they're with me, they are safe. But I will say, oh Allah, on the day of Ashur, when you're leaving for the Baghdad, the women ask, oh Hussein, who are you leaving us with? His daughter Sakina says, oh Baba, هل يستسلم للموت؟ أيستسلمت للموت? Oh Baba, have you given up or given in to this maut and this death? Imam responds by saying, كيف لا يستسلم من لا ناصر له? How can that person not give in, the one who does not have any nasir or doesn't have any helper? The tragedy of Karbala unfolds. Right then at that moment when Imam bids farewell and he says, Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, Ya Sakina, Ya Fatima, alaykumna minni salam. Oh Zainab, Kulthum, oh Fatima, oh Zainab, oh Sakina, upon you be my salam. And as Imam is leaving, when he bids farewell, as he wants to ride his horse, his Zuljana would not move. Imam says, oh my Wafadar horse, you've been loyal to me all these years. One last time, take me to Makkah, I will not bother you again. But Imam sees that the horse refuses to move. The Bezaman Janwar, the animal who cannot speak, does not have a tongue to talk, puts his head down towards the ground. Imam understands and he looks at the ground. He sees his 4-year-old daughter, Sakina, stuck to the horse's feet. Imam comes down, picks up his daughter, places her on his chest, and he says, oh Sakina, we had already bid farewell to you. What is it that you're doing now? She said, oh Baba, I know that you're going to your death, but I want one last request. I want to sleep on your chest. Ajrukum Allah. Imam Hussein fulfills the command and the request of his daughter. But after she wakes up, he says, oh Sakina, from this moment on, you will not ask your mother. Wherever she puts you to sleep, you will go to sleep. Oh Sakina, from now on, there's an exchange. Ali-Azhar will sleep on my chest, and you will sleep with your mother. Sakina probably fulfilled what her father was asking, but come to the Zindan Sham. The Zindan is not an easy place. At night it becomes very dark and it's cold. In the afternoon it's heat and the hot weather of it. Zainul Abidin sees his aunt reading namaz, sitting on the seat. He says, oh, Mubiyamma, I've never seen you pray sitting down. What is the reason? She responds, oh, my nephew, there's so little food that comes, so little food that is brought up to us, that I save my portion. The children come back asking for more food. I give them my portion, and I haven't eaten in many days, and that is the reason there is weakness. So this Zindan is not an easy place. But then when the daughter of Hussein, whom Imam had said, you should sleep wherever your mother tells you, come to Karbala believe. Zainab goes around counting all the members of the caravan. She sees that Rabab is not there. She says, "Oh Rabab, it is time for us to move from Karbala. It is time for us to go back home." The response that Rabab gives, she says, "Oh Zainab, what am I going to do by going back to Medina? My husband, Hussein, is buried here. My 6-month-old Aliasgar is buried on his chest. And my daughter, I left her in the Zindan." Allah forgive our sins and commit our sins. Allah give us the tawfiq and ability to follow the command and the teachings of His Messenger. Allah hasten the reappearance of our Imam. Make us amongst the helpers and soldiers tomorrow.
जंगल में बड़े घर को लुटा आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। जंगल में बड़े घर को लुटा आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। आबिद को किसी तरह बचा लाई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। में बड़े घर को आई है ना मदीना। बड़े घर को लुटा आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। बंदवा रसन हाथों में और खुतबे हर बार लुटा कर, हर बार लुटा कर। दीवार बड़े खूब की ढाल आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। जंगल में भरे को लुटा आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। जिस शहर में शहज़ादियों की तरह रही थी आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। धारसी बहुत भाई को जिस भाई के दम से दिल भरता है हमसे, दिल भरता है हमसे। साहिल पे अकेला उसे छोड़ आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। जंगल में बड़े घर को लुटा आई है ज़ैनब, ऐ शहर मदीना। माए असगर को भी झूठे के बजाए दुख दर्द छुपाए, दुख दर्द पाए। घर को लुटाई है ज़हरा है शहर मदीना के और जो मेरी आंखों के तारे मामू के दुलारे मामू के तारे कुर्बानियों ने भाई पे कर आई है ज़हरा है शहर मदीना जंगल में भरे घर को लुटाई है ज़हरा है शहर मदीना